Hey everybody, it's Jax again from the Popcorn Review Podcast. Today's gonna be my episode 97. We're gonna do Ready or Not 1 and 2. Now, I call Ready or Not. We watched both of them this past weekend, and one was already out since 2019. I actually didn't get a chance to watch it when it first came out, but when 2 came out, there was a lot of hype going on about it. A lot of my friends were telling me to take a look at it. So we watched one night, and right after we watched the second one. So we just binge watched both of the movies in one night. And to be honest with you, number one, amazing. There was part of the story though that I thought was kind of weird how they were so worried about that they were gonna die if they couldn't get the sacrifice of the young lady and or Grace there. And what was really weird was they just kept saying if we don't sacrifice her before the day comes, we're all gonna die. The whole family line dies. And from what the sound of it was, they made like a pact with the devil or somebody who was Satan, something to that effect. So that was a little weird. It really didn't come up a lot. At least I didn't catch it during the movies or during both movies I didn't catch it to be honest with you. But it was weird. So they had like a 30 years before the movie started. They show that they were one individual was running through the mansion or the manor, and he has like a spear gun arrow through his stomach, and there's two little boys running around, and one of the boys puts the other boy into the closet, and the man who actually has the spear through his stomach tries to tell him to help me. Hey, they're trying to kill me. And then all of a sudden he says, "Hey, he's here." The rest of the family shows up, pretty much takes him away and get rid of him and dispose the body. So then all of a sudden it jumps to the girl, Grace, and her fiance at the same manor or mansion talking about their wedding. And during that, before they even get married, or that night rather, you have the fiance and the fiance's brother both tell the girl at one point, "We don't have to do this. We can leave right now. You can leave. You don't have to be a part of this family. You can go right now." So the fiance actually kept himself away from the family because he was nervous or scared that this game would have came up. He would have had to kill his own fiance. Well, at the end of the marriage or at the end of the ceremony and everything, the family gets together. It's 11:55 and they make her choose like this box and they say, "Hey, depending on the game, we have to play it, and whatever the game is, we have to do. If it's blank, we can choose what we want, or there's a few games that are in the box, but if you pick, depending on the game, we'll let you know what we got to do." So she got pretty much like hide and seek, and the whole family just like all turned pale face, and they were all like, "Fuck." And she looked at everybody like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, nothing, nothing." The husband just played it off, and then all of a sudden they tell her to hide, but you only win if you hide until noon or until the next day. Well, no one's telling her though that she's playing hide and seek, and it's pretty much you have to survive the night to win and be part of the family. If you do not win, they're pretty much going to kill you and sacrifice you to Satan. What in the hell? How are you going to play a game like that and not tell somebody? Like she's literally running around this mansion or manor in her freaking wedding dress with some yellow Converse, running around trying to hiding from these people initially because she thinks that it's all just a game, not knowing that they're actually trying to kill her. Well, her fiance, the mother of the fiance actually tells her like, "Hey," tells him, "Hey, stay here. You don't have to do this. We'll take care of this for you, so you don't have to get your hands dirty." He says, "Fine." So he's hiding away in like the music room or whatever. And then he finally grows some balls to go help his girlfriend or sorry, wife now. And he tells her the truth, like, "Hey, they're gonna try to kill you." And my family, great grandfather made like this pact with the Satan or devil, and we have to sacrifice some. So you pick the one game that means death. If you would have picked anything else, it would have been a normal Saturday night, but you had to pick that one. And she's like, "How is this my fault? How the fuck did you not tell me? If I would have told you, you would have left, right?" And I see what he's saying, but it's also fucked up. You should have said something. Now, right away, the family just starts killing or thinking they're trying to kill her, and they're actually killing off all like the help, like the maids, the butler, the driver. For some reason, they just keep killing them off, and they're blaming Grace as if she's the one doing this because she's there now, so they're killing her. They're killing people because of her. Well, this show, she's even being chased by the butler because the butler also doesn't want to have anything issues with the family, so that's the family he works for. So the butler's chasing her down through the woods. The fiance actually helps her break out of the house, but they had like automatic lock doors on all the windows and everything doors, so she couldn't get out if she wanted to. Well, she gets out because her fiance helps her. The father actually hits the fiance over the head, knocks him out unconscious, and puts him with some handcuffs around the bedpost so he can't get out. Well, long story short, this movie just there was death everywhere. People were just dying. Grace actually falls into the pit of where they've been throwing the bodies after they sacrificed them. There was bones, there was decomposing bodies. You saw the arrow of the spear gun through one of the bodies because the one that happened 30 years prior. And they actually said that it doesn't happen every time. If they pick any other game but hide and seek, there no death needs to be done. But they do it. It does happen time to time. Now, it seemed like a lot of the family wasn't in on it, or at least didn't want to partake in it. One of the guys was hiding in the bathroom trying to figure out how to shoot a crossbow. Um, his wife was like snorting cocaine anytime she got a chance to do it. She was the main one killing a lot of the help because she thought it was great, so she was just fucking firing off the gun or shooting off the spear gun, the crossbow. She was just killing everybody by mistake. So that was pretty funny. Um, Grace does get away, or she does survive. Long story short, Grace does survive. And the great aunt actually says, "Fuck this. I don't care if it's daytime. We're still gonna kill her to make sure we don't die." And all of a sudden, right before she goes towards Grace, her fucking body just explodes. Like bones are gone. It's just blood everywhere. And then little by little, everyone's scared of the family and they start running around and boom, 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 boom. They are blowing up one by one. So Grace is wearing a white wedding dress. It's up being crimson red. And the last one of that line that's left to be alive is her fiance. And he actually turned on her. When she said she didn't want nothing to do with him because of the family, he actually grabbed her and said, "Guys, they're here. She's here," and turned her into the family. Well, they all exploded, like I mentioned, because they didn't kill her before dawn. He turns to her and says, "Hey, honey, I'm sorry about what happened, and I'm a changed man because of you," and blah 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 blah. She was like, "Fuck no!" And all of a sudden, as he got closer to her, boom, explodes right in her face. She's got chunks of his, I guess, brain matter on her face, and it's like just rolling down her cheek. At the same time, someone knocked over a lantern, so the house or the mansion is catching fire. And this family was kind of like they were part of the Illuminati or some type of secret society. But it didn't mention the Illuminati, just trying to give you guys some context. They were part of some type of secret organization that worked with Satan or the devil to get their wealth for their family. And so as the house is catching fire, she looks over at the table and all of a sudden like a glimpse of a ghost shows up and he like gives her a head nod like you did good, which was weird, but whatever. So she saw the individual, the great great grandfather who made the pact with the devil or Satan. She goes outside, she smokes a cigarette, the cops show up, the ambulance show up, the fire department show up, and she passes out, had like a panic attack or just passes out, really. They wake her up in the ambulance, and that's the end of the movie. So I will tell you, Ready or Not was really good. I'd give it a 9 only because I didn't understand what the pact was that the family did with the devil or Satan. That part I didn't catch. If it was in the movie, I didn't catch it personally, but I didn't feel like it was talked about enough. They just said, "Oh, we made a great great grandfather made a pact, and if we don't sacrifice someone because of the game, we all die." Okay, well, why did he make the pact? What was the purpose of the pact? Like nothing was really talked about it. Well, I give Ready or Not, I give it a 9. It was good. It was really good actually. Because it was like off the wall. It was something out of the ordinary to me. So they were kind of like hunting her, kind of like in Pest and stuff like that. So it was kind of funny, but it was more of a serious movie. Um, Ready or Not 2 is actually a continuation. Like even though it was like 6 years apart, it was the next day. She's in the ambulance. They're doing CPR on her. They're hitting her with the paddles to try to wake her up, and then she does wake up. Well, when she wakes up in the hospital, they got her chained up. A cop is talking to her, and he was like, "Hey, you got a lot of explaining to do. There was two dead bodies in the basement, and you're the only one left alive, and you're covered in their blood. So we're looking at you." Pretty much blaming her for what happened. And again, this family was a rich, wealthy family, so they think that she killed them. Well, one of the reasons why they picked Grace is because she was an orphan. It looked like to me anyway she was an orphan. Well, part two shows up. She's talking to the police officer. All of a sudden, her sister shows up, even though she said she was the only child, or never even brought up that she had siblings in the first movie. So that was really weird to me. So that already kind of was kind of odd. Now, throughout the movie, all of a sudden, they start talking about like, oh, the girl Grace survived. And because of that, there's a rule, there's like a loophole there. All the major families have to get together and we have to take Grace out before the next day. So she's being hunted again, but this time she's being hunted by five other families. I believe some of them were like from India. One family was from China. One family was from Spain. And if I'm not mistaken, there was two more from America, but I'm not 100% sure where everybody was from. And this time around, she's being hunted by actually it was four families. She was being hunted by the eldest or the eldest individual from the family. So from each family, the eldest was chasing after her. But one of the families, they had twins, a boy and a girl, so they kind of cheated and both of them are going after her, and they kind of made a pact. Whoever kills her who is in charge. And then they were like, fine. Well, in this one, she's in the hospital like I mentioned, talking to the cop. Her sister walks in, and all of a sudden, one of the families, actually there was five families. One of the families was from New Jersey, so that's pretty funny. Was from Jersey, and he said, "Fuck this! I don't give a shit about the rules. I'm gonna kill you now." And tries to kill her in broad daylight. Goes to the hospital, start throwing knives at people, kills a nurse, kills a cop, and just like causing a riot at the hospital. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. There's police officers at hospitals. There's security guards at hospitals. How in the fuck did one guy get in there? Yeah, he might have killed a few people. Don't get me wrong. He might have killed a few people. But how is nobody there to stop him? Like, I've been to hospitals. Sometimes you can't even get in without you walking through a metal detector or being questioned while you're there. So how did this dude, I know it's a movie, but how did this dude get by the metal detectors with throwing knives like it was nothing? Come on now. Well, because he broke the rules, he explodes in front of Grace and her sister's face. And it's just like, what the hell did you get me into? Well, the people in charge of the whole organization throw some like canisters in the hospital, and Grace and her sister pass out. Well, they find out that that's her sister and they take both of them. So now Grace and her sister are both running around kind of like a country club this time. These people are so rich, they're at a country club. Now, in this one though, she, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, she was being chased by the oldest member of every family. So the oldest son of one, I believe it was the oldest wife, the oldest daughter in one, the oldest son in another one. Actually, the oldest father in that one, and then it was the twins. Well, the one from China, she didn't want to even fight or try to kill Grace. She was trying to make a pact or kind of like an agreement on the verbiage in the contract they signed. So right now they're chasing her, but if Grace wins, she's in charge of the somewhat Illuminati in this movie. You know, their subculture or cult or whatever. But she don't want it. But the lady's telling her, like, yo, if you marry my son, you don't have to die. We don't have to die. It's over. Well, there was also a clause in this thing that if you kill one of the other family members by mistake, your family dies. So something happened during this that Grace is like fighting with this lady because she don't believe her. The lady turns around from China and stabs one of the dudes, and her whole family explodes. Her son was upstairs playing the Switch, and he fucking exploded. So even by mistake, they were still dying. Well, this movie was kind of all over the place. Her and her sister started working together, started fighting off some of these people, and Grace gets kind of cornered inside of a freezer, but they captured her sister. And the guy's like, yo, if you don't get out here, I'm killing your sister. I'm blowing her brains out right in front of you, and then I'm still getting inside the freezer. I'm killing you. So you got two options: come out and I let her live, or I kill both of y'all. So Grace was like, how about this? From the other lady, who's like, we'll marry each other. I'll marry you. You keep the seat. I don't want it. I just want this over with. So she was going to give her soul up to help her little sister, who was not even mentioned in the first movie. And then she goes to marry him. But before they got married, his twin sister was trying to tell Grace, like, yo, my brother's not what you think. He's super evil. My dad always kept me here to keep him in check. He's off the rails. Don't trust him. The brother overheard that, came in and just strangled his sister right in front of Grace and was like, yeah, keep me in check, my ass. And then Grace, and then the twin brother goes, yeah, There's rules about killing other family members, other people and other families, but there's no rule about killing your own family. So he killed his sister. Now he's the head of everything in that family. Well, him and Grace go get married. She's in another wedding dress this time around. And they have like a whole bunch of disciples all like chanting some crazy ass shit. There's a fucking pit with dead bodies in there because of sacrifices and shit. And they get married. They do their vows being presented by Satan and whoever the mouthpiece of Satan in this movie. And all of a sudden, Grace turns around, grabs like a fucking knife or something, and stabs the shit out of him and kills him, throws him into the pit, takes the ring off and puts the ring on, and she's the head of the family now. And she says, "Thank you. You said there was rules about killing people from other families, but not your own. So now I'm the head of the table." And she goes, and they look at the main guy who's in charge, like, "Is that allowed?" And he was like, "Technically, she didn't do nothing wrong, so she's in charge." And she was like, "The first thing I'm gonna do is I don't want this shit." She takes it off. I don't want me or my sister to be part of this stuff. So we're out of this. I don't want this. And then takes the ring and throws it in the pit. And everybody's looking around like, what the fuck we gonna do now? Like somebody's supposed to be wearing the ring before the day's out. Like what the fuck? And they look at the dude and they're like, well, the rule is someone from one of the 5 families have to be wearing the ring before the end of the day. These fuckers all start jumping in the pit, start killing each other, trying to find this ring so none of them die. But they're killing each other in the process. So I'm like, bro, just somebody put the fucking ring on and call it a day. Like, what are y'all doing? Well, they don't make it. So what happens? They all start exploding. All the different families in that room start exploding. The pit just had like a big ass wave of fucking crimson blood just come out. And then Grace and her sister look to the back. There's a big there's a big chair or throne, and they see the same guy Grace saw before in the mansion. And Grace goes, "That's him?" "Yeah, that's him." And they leave. Movie's over. Didn't like this one as much as the first one. The first one I gave it a 9. This one I'm gonna give it about a 7. And again, it's only because they don't talk about how they made the pact with the devil. Oh, we made a pact with the devil. We got to sacrifice. We don't sacrifice when the game comes up. We die. Okay, but elaborate a little bit more on that. Like, what do you? Unless they're gonna do like a Ready or Not Part 3, and it's a prequel to the whole fucking thing to explain it to me. Because the first one, I'll give it a 9. Second one, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, give it a 7. Because, again, part of the story just didn't make sense to me. I feel like that one was all over the place. Ready or Not, give it a 9. Ready or Not 2 or Ready or Not, Here I Come, give it a 7. Decent movies, both of them decent movie. Ready or Not right now, I believe I caught it on Hulu. It's for free right now on Hulu. Well, if you have the membership, of course. And then Ready or Not, Here I Come, I actually caught it for like $10 on Prime. So it's on sale right now. I'm not sure for how long. But 2 good movies. Ready or Not was better than Ready or Not 2. But y'all be the judge of that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great one.